Have you ever been injured, maybe missed a race or lost motivation? And stick around. In this video, I'm sharing the one thing that every runner needs to overcome obstacles in their running journey and come back stronger than before. What's up, everybody? It's Alexander Tucker. Welcome to the channel. It's your first time here. This is a place for all things ultra running, adventure travel across the world, sharing stories from the world's wild and exciting places. Hit this video if you like it and subscribe to follow along for more videos like it too. In this video, we're going to tackle something that is very, very important for every single endurance athlete, regardless of your discipline. Runners, strength training, CrossFitters, cyclists, swimmers, all are going to reach a point in our life where we see a race or a challenge off in the distance and we hit a roadblock. Maybe we get injured and we can't perform. Maybe we go through a down season of motivation where we just can't get our energy up. Maybe we're going through something in our personal life that's affecting our ability to race, to train, to perform at our fullest ability. Let me share a brief story with you as most recently as a week ago. As some of you know, I am on my training journey for the Bighorn 100. This is my second time heading to the race, and it'll be my 14th 100-mile race. It's something that I really care about doing. It's how I love to perform the most. It's how I like to set benchmarks for my physical and my mental health. And of course, in my last few weeks of preparing for Bighorn 100, I've got my long runs. Last weekend, I had 2 back-to-back 5-hour runs. So I set out up Romero Canyon around the corner for a nice long 5-hour session, and 15 minutes into my run, I passed through a bee's nest and was completely swarmed, got 3 stings on my face and on my neck. So naturally, of course, I didn't stop. I finished the 5-hour run, was completely numb by the time I finished, and looked at the mirror when I got back and was starting to swell on the right side of my face. And by the end of the day, I started to look like Slaw from the Goonies. Just a word of warning, if you were squeamish, this video might not be for you, but it's actually really funny. Don't avert your eyes. This is what I looked like last weekend. Not fun. I would not wish that on my worst enemy. But it comes with the territory of being out in the trails for long hours. Fortunately for me, it wasn't that big of a deal. I couldn't run my long run the next day. I needed to basically recover, let the swelling go down, and I lost a few days of running. But it forced me to pause and think about the times in my life where I'm around the corner from a race and I am facing an obstacle that I don't think I'm going to be able to overcome. Or I get an injury and I think my running is done for good. And almost every step of the way that happens, it's not usually the case. So out of all that, the key factor that keeps me coming back, overcoming roadblocks, and pushing past the limitations that I experience is resilience. Resilience is the number one thing that is going to give you the strength to overcome these roadblocks over and over again in your fitness journey. It is a strengthening of the spirit to remember when these times come, when I lose motivation, when I have an injury, that they will pass and I will make it through, possibly stronger than I was before. I don't know about you, but I could always use more resilience, yes, in my fitness journey, but also in my life. So I compiled 3 steps that will help you build resilience in your fitness journey. The first step to help you build resilience is to rework your plan. If you're coming to this video and are an athlete of some kind, it's probably something that you were drawn to because you're working towards something. Whether you have a race, or you just want to get fitter over time, or you want to be the strongest person in your gym, be a stronger version of yourself compared to who you were a year ago. Regardless of what it is, you might have a plan. And sadly, when we face obstacles, it throws rocks in the gears of that plan. And the best thing to do at the start of that setback is just to acknowledge it. Acknowledge that this is a setback and it might end up changing the trajectory of where I'm going with my fitness plan. Maybe this injury is going to affect a race that I have in the future. Maybe I won't be able to train the same degree that I want to. Maybe it is so extreme I might have to change my entire outlook on my fitness journey to begin with. The whole thing might look different. So we just pause and say, what can this look like moving forward? I encourage you, wherever you are at this time, is to reassess the goals in light of this new information. Maybe you can shift things from how they were to what they are now and still get a great experience out of it. It doesn't necessarily mean that the dream is over, but it does mean the route to get there has probably changed. So in light of that, maybe taking a different route or changing the destination entirely, sit down with a pen and paper, write down what that new goal might look like, or if the goal hasn't changed with the new information that you have, the aspects that you can adjust in order to reach that destination. So that is your first step in building resilience. Rework the plan. And the second step in light of that is to redirect your passion. The hard thing about facing obstacles is that we have this deep passion for what we do. And it doesn't mean that we lose that passion when it's there. We just lose the ability to express it in the ways that we like. So instead of giving up that passion entirely, we redirect it in ways that are manageable for you in light of the obstacle. It's shifting the focus away from things that feel impossible to ways that feel like like they are still life-giving, enjoyable, and hopeful. So if you have a running-related injury that is limiting you from achieving a race goal, still doesn't mean that you're not passionate about running and running-related activities or running communities. So volunteering at races, supporting other runners to achieve their running goals is a beautiful way to stay connected to the passion that you have. Still doesn't mean that it will be easy, because there's grief that comes with it. So acknowledging that grief is a pivotal part of redirecting that passion and then using it in a space that's healthy and connected for things that you love and want to be doing. When I think about this, it makes me think of an incredible runner that I have the privilege of running with. She's a great friend. I'm going to call her Alice just out of the respect for her. She's been going through something very, very recent, and it was a debilitating injury that sidelined her from a 100-mile plan that she had to run Angeles Crest this year. She is so fast, she was able to win her second 100-miler ever without ever really even training. So it tells you something about her as a person. So when something like this happens, she feels it to her core. She is now facing the situation where she's grieving the loss of something she loves deeply. So instead of turning her back on it, she's thrown herself into serving and supporting a community that she loves. So she is on crutches right now, and just the other day, she was out serving runners for public lands and serving the next generation of runners, teaching them how to love the trails and how to connect to it through trail running. To me, that is such a beautiful way to stay connected to the passion that you have, regardless of your ability to fully express it. So that is the second step, redirecting your passion. And the third and final step to build resilience is remember that this too shall pass. One of our jobs as athletes, as people who are trying to push ourselves physically to overcome great things, is to train ourselves to remember that there will always be low points. That is just inherently built into what we do. Not only is it built in the training of the ups and downs of the difficulty of it, but it's built into the races that we run. Whether we are long distance runners, reaching a low point 40 miles into a 100-mile race where I might have 2 or 3 of those, or you're a marathoner that hits a wall 21 miles into your personal record. We're all just trying to push ourselves through those low points. But the thing that we forget is that there are low points that are built into the experience to get there too. Everyone, regardless of who you are, hits a wall, both mentally and physically. It is just a part of the fitness journey. Personally, I like to apply it to the hero's journey. Both in my personal life and in my career, I work in and am passionate about films. I love watching movies. And one of the core foundational through lines of all storytelling is the hero's journey. We see it in storytelling for books, in movies, we see it in advertising. It's the idea that every story has a hero, and they need a guide to help them overcome obstacles to get to their destination. We see it through an example like Star Wars, where Luke Skywalker has to befriend his wise Jedi, Obi-Wan Kenobi, to overcome odds, get off his planet, save the girl, and save the day. That is the hero's journey, but the hero's journey isn't just a straight line. It's these ups and downs, facing an obstacle and falling again, and then rising and falling of action and overcoming drama. This is what the hero's journey is. But when we watch it in movies, we read it in books, we forget that it applies to our own life. That whenever we apply ourselves to an exciting journey, that we are the hero of that journey, and we have the ability to overcome great odds. So just remember that you are the hero of your story. You will face difficult odds, but that probably means that there are great things to come around the corner. But what do we do when these obstacles are so extreme they remove everything from us? It makes me think of the ultra runner Dave Mackey. Dave Mackey is an icon of trail running and ultra running sports. He has been running and winning races for years now. But about 10 years ago, he had a tragic accident and he ended up losing his leg. And after a long period of recovery, one of the things that Dave said, I'm not letting this define me. I'm not letting this change who I am in a sport that I love. So he found a way to overcome that using prosthetics, train his body with the limitations that he had, and overcome those limitations. Still, after all that, continuing to race and compete in ultra endurance sports, most notably in the Leadman series, which just absolutely boggles the mind, but also inspires the spirit. If he can do that, what can't be done? So that is your roadmap to building resilience and overcoming obstacles in your fitness journey. The first is rework your plan in a way that best suits the information that you have. The second is redirect your passion towards something that is life-giving and energizing for you. And the third is to remind yourself that this too shall pass. That you are the hero of your journey. You might be in a low point, but one day you'll be up on that height again and celebrating your victory. So I'm encouraging you, keep your head up, regardless of the pain, the difficulty, and the work that it takes to get there. I know you will. Now, as a coach, I love supporting people on their life and fitness journeys. So if you find yourself at a roadblock or a crossroads wondering where to go, I'd love to offer you a sample call. Maybe that would help you get to know you a little bit more. Additionally, I have a free PDF download of the information and the framework of overcoming obstacles in your fitness journey in the description below. Download that, use it for yourself, or share it with anybody you think might help. I appreciate your time. I know you got this. Wishing you all the best. Happy trails, safe travels. Take care.